cheers to episode 78.
Cheers.
Cheers. Lo Sun, which is Spanish for the sun.
Lo Sun, which is Spanish for the sun.
Looks solid. Rating out of 10. Go.
6.
7.7.
It just kind of lacks anything.
It's beautiful. Evan, what are you drinking?
Bland.
I'm drinking water. My drink's baked into my car right now.
Water. Spanish for aqua.
Agua, Grant. Agua.
It's not agua man, though. It's aqua.
Yeah, but Spanish is agua.
You're an
aqua.
expert. You should
Is it
know.
actually?
Yeah, no, I would know.
I was just doing a bit.
Yeah,
That feels good. That was pretty cool.
pretty close.
Tonight, Tuesday, club going up on a Tuesday. Feels like we haven't recorded on a Tuesday in forever. Feels right. Feels like we're getting closer to football season early in the week recordings.
Yeah, we are.
It's June 28th. It's 2022. That's for Alex because he thinks people might get the years twisted when they listen back to these when we're the number one show in the world. Right now, we're only the number one podcast in Michigan. So
We'll take
smaller fan base. And we've officially reached the slowest part of the sports calendar. But
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
we've put together a great show nonetheless.
Yeah, I agree.
So don't turn it off. Even though maybe you're like, hey, what are you guys going to talk about? There's nothing going on. We have 2 months of baseball. Ew. And we don't talk about baseball really on the show because
I don't. You guys can. I don't, though.
I have a confession about our baseball team. A little tease there for later in the show.
I also have a little small confession about our baseball team.
Oh, no, a little confessional. To also tease our show, weekly check-ins, see what's happening in our life. Pretty short probably because we recorded late in the week last week, early week this week. It always makes the weekly check-ins tougher. Quick topics, some quick hitting stuff about the baseball team we don't talk about, and also the Red Wings who are still coachless. Interesting. We'll get our insider Evan on the case there, and then some listener cues that we'll quickly run through that are mostly sports related, 2 sports, 2 non-sports, but we'll do them in the beginning here and go fast. And then we got the Pistons. I listened back to our live reaction. Live reactions are very stressful. That show didn't make a lot of sense listening to it back, but it was it's probably how the pulse of the fan base felt. So now we'll get to collect our thoughts with our real takeaways and also do a little free agency preview, which some people would say is more exciting than the actual regular season of the NBA. So good time of year for that. And then lastly, for all you, is there a name for like video game nerds out there?
iPad kids.
Gamers.
Streamers. Joystick warriors.
Mm-hmm. I think we're all that.
We will be doing a snake draft of the best video games of all time. 5 picks each. You know the rules. Should be pretty interesting to see what the boys come up with for that. But without further ado, I want to hear from Evan about how his week was from basically Friday till now.
Yeah.
How was your trip to Europe?
It was fantastic. Got on my private jet, quick trip here and there. Thank the captain for landing there safely. So Thursday, so Friday. I don't remember what I did Friday night. I did something, though.
Probably something crazy, knowing you.
What did I do Friday night?
You were with Colby.
I went golfing. Friday evening.
First time this summer.
Yeah. It basically feels like because that's how bad I play.
Oh, no. Not again.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Then Saturday.
Evan, are you regressing at golf?
I think I am. I'm slowly getting worse day by day.
Alex's clubs. Are we?
That's not the problem.
I'm selling them if anybody wants them.
Well, you're going to have to buy them first.
That's the problem.
Well, they're in my bag, so it's going to be a tough bargain. I'll sell you the whole bag, dude. There's like 20 Pro V1s in there. I don't deserve to hit them anymore.
You know what? I'll buy my clubs back from you.
Thank you. And you can sell them.
We're looking for a top flight subscription for Evan and I.
Yeah, I might as well hit those pine cones. Saturday, went to a couple birthdays. Hung up by the pool. Day drank Superior up in Ann Arbor. Shout out Mint and Money. And then Saturday evening went to a different birthday. Hung out, had a good time Saturday. Sunday umped, got back into the youth Little League umping. Had to get
Didn't
paid.
take long.
Huh?
Didn't take long to find yourself back on a youth baseball field.
Well, I need money because I'm broke, so it pays
Whoa,
well.
dude.
I can't
The people
complain.
think that we make a lot of money from this show.
You guys do. I don't.
Right.
Evan has a bad agent.
Yeah, I do. Very bad agent.
He didn't give
Very
you a
bad.
good deal.
No.
Did you throw anyone out?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Both the games were mercies, so
Hmm.
not much to worry about. No
Would you
stressful situations.
You feel like mercies are sometimes worse because they're so boring and they take almost as long if it gets really out of hand?
Yes, so mercies are even worse. If you have a pitcher's duel and just any by any goes, you can get done in an hour. Mercies take like 2 hours. They're miserable, especially if one team can't get an out. That was kind of my weekend. I didn't do really anything exciting besides golf league last night. I don't think what did I do Sunday night? I don't think I did anything Sunday. What did I do Sunday?
Did you catch a nice tan by the pool on Saturday?
No, I got my farmer's tan still going, and so I had my shirt on half of the time, half of it wasn't.
What was your poolside drink?
Bush Light.
Nice. We're stepping outside the box for that one.
Yep, I am. Try new things.
Crazy. I'll go. And then Alex, you go, and then you guys will do golf league at the very end. Mine starts with golf. Go figure. Crazy. Look at us playing golf again. I golfed on Sunday morning before work with Alex and Marissa. So that's the first time that group has gone golfing, I would say, together. 9-hole course, city of Southfield. Alex was nervous the whole time. It's like, this place is going to be an absolute dump. I work in Southfield, not a big deal. It's just all tall buildings and probably
People didn't need to know that I worked there.
probably a terrible area. He works at the Jimmy John's on Evergreen Road, so
I am the manager.
Go say hi to him.
he's freaky fast. This might have been the most tightly ran ship 9-hole city course in the world, I would say. Based on my knowledge, I've been to much nicer courses in my life that are way less overbearing. There was a guy that you had a sign for your carts, and there was a guy that would talk through like a bullhorn over a loudspeaker system to let you know when it was your turn to go tee off. And they set up their tee times like a bunch of jack wagons, so everyone was on top of each other. It was very poorly run, I would say, overall, as far as keeping people on time. So maybe it felt like the people, decide when tee off things would work. But overall, the round went decently fast, considering I was also on a time crunch to get back for work, was stressing about that. I made a 10 on one hole, which is bad, which is really, really bad. But besides that, kept everything 6 or lower to finish with a 47 on the front, which you stay below 50. I like that. We're not going to talk about what par was on the front 9 because that was
34.
Okay, it was a par 34, whatever. So basically I shot like a 49. Call it that. Still below 50, improvement from the first 9 I played with Alex and Drew. Was all in my head about going closed stance, wide stance. There was a lot of geese. Geese are the worst birds in the world. They are just... Marissa, she was like worried about hitting one, and part of me was just like, I don't really no one really cares if you hit one. Like, I understand it might be a little traumatic, but I don't know.
I wanted her to hit one, and I thought she thought I didn't want her to hit one. I was like, no, you should. They're terrible animals.
We watched one have an accident on the green,
One diarrhea'd while I was about to birdie putt for a birdie.
and he drained it. Now he's
And I
drained
made
it.
it.
So geese are his whatchamacallit, good luck charm. The other thing I did that was notable, I would say, as I went back to the best Asian cuisine restaurant in the state of Michigan, Zhao Jun, in Bloomfield Hills. I told you guys about it before. This time, kind of ran back to hits in terms of appetizers. Some chicken bao, which, again, is just absolutely phenomenal. I took a picture on my phone this time, so you guys could have a frame of reference of what we're looking at here. Let's see if it picks it up. So, like, they're like a little, that's not great, but they're like little rolls.
It looks like pita bread.
Kind of, but it's like sticky and sweet. It's like almost like a Hawaiian roll, but better texture.
Oh,
and then you get
good, dude.
Pickles, mayo, and fried chicken.
Looks nice.
Oh my god,
it's so delicious. I don't know how you'd ever make it because you'd have to make the bao, which is that bread, which is what makes it amazing. So you could make it on a Hawaiian sweet roll, but it wouldn't be as good. And then crab rangoons, that's a Marissa staple. Anything with cream cheese or dairy, that's going to be ordered. So even at an Asian restaurant, so they were okay. And then I got sushi and something else last time. So this time I went to my roots, Mongolian beef, not Beijing beef from Panda, Mongolian beef. It was phenomenal. The only gripe I have is I have a question for you guys. Are you guys fans of pineapple juice?
yeah.
Like just drinking it by itself.
Could be mixed in whatever you want.
Yeah, it's all right. Sure. I wouldn't seek it out.
I just got beef with it because whenever you put it in something, it just dominates the drink it's in.
Fair.
I ordered like what they call a Tokyo Island iced tea, which is a Long Island iced tea, but with their spin on it. And it had all these like good liquors and then some ginger beer. I'm like, oh, this is going to be really good. And then pineapple juice. I'm like, all right, maybe they won't overdo it. All I tasted was alcohol and pineapple juice. Like it just dominates every single thing it's in. And I don't love pineapple juice. So that's just my personal gripe about pineapple juice on June 28th.
Makes sense.
Alex, what did you do this week? And then Monday golf.
Well, like you guys, I golfed Friday night and I golfed Sunday morning. And Saturday, I didn't do anything. So, same type of thing. Grant shot a 47. I shot a 32.
Boy, does that hurt to hear out loud.
So now, if anyone was keeping track, Grant and I played 27 holes. And I am currently up 45 strokes. So, you're right there, Grant. I think you'll come back eventually.
Match play?
Match play, Grant lost on hole 6.
We're tied overall for the summer.
No, actually not true. You and Drew played as a team. You by yourself, you're 0 for 1.
1-1.
It wasn't close. Oh, right. I forgot about that other give me one I gave you.
1-1-1.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, didn't do much. Pretty boring weekend.
The weekend check-ins are tough when we do close recordings.
Yeah, there's not much to really talk about.
Anything Monday golf-wise? Evan, did you turn around your summer of golf at Monday Golf?
Absolutely not. I walked in the clubhouse and shouted out if anybody wants to buy my golf clubs.
Mine.
They kind of looked at me and were like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. I'm dead ass." No takers yet, but I feel like next week somebody's going to be like, "Hey, how much actually?"
I don't know how serious you are about this, but you can't just give away my clubs.
I'm not. They're mine now. You gave them to me.
You just can't do that, though.
Yes. Says who?
I gave them to you as a nice gesture for free. So I assume you're not just going to turn around and sell them. Be terrible. I'd be disappointed in you.
I need to pay for rent, man. I'm sorry.
We need a podcast lawyer.
There's other ways. Umping.
There's only so many games, Alex.
I just don't know how serious you're being.
Or you
turn on a brave face if you're being serious.
You sell them, and then you report to Alex. But you can't sell them to someone that Alex will see them with. You sell them.
So say they get stolen. Yeah.
No, and then you just say over the course of the rest of the summer, you got so angry you threw one by one into various ponds, and they're gone.
I almost snapped a club. I was so close to doing it on number 9. I was so close. I hit a bad shot, and I smacked it in the ground. I could feel a little bend, and I lifted my leg up. I was seconds away from just stepping on and snapping it in half.
Is it the clubs? What is the problem?
I suck. I personally suck at golf.
What's your swing thought right now,
Probably too many.
Alex? It's about
I
Evan.
don't think about much. I honestly think about just like solid contact and not hitting behind the baseball. Not hitting.
That's
Behind
the
the golf.
problem.
You're playing
you
the
have
wrong
baseball
sport,
in your
Evan.
mind.
So what's
I
your
promise
like?
I'm not thinking about that.
What's your bad miss right now? Like, what are you consistently doing wrong?
I would say, well, it's like my drives or everything. Well, technically, no, it's not just my drives. If I do have a good drive, I can't follow it up with like 2 good shots after that. Just not
I
consistent.
mean, you made like 7 bogeys in a row. That's not bad.
because it's always one shot every hole. Like I piped my drive on number 1.
Nice.
Outdrove Cody well past the telephone pole,
Nice.
and I just instantly piped it out of bounds.
Oh,
Never gave it a chance. That ball was destined to go out of bounds as soon as it came off the club face.
What club did you hit?
I had
What
my
club
7
did you
wood.
hit?
7 wood.
Well, Evan and I are golfing on Saturday, so I'll report back to the people, see what I see.
if there's any meltdowns, might want to capture those for the Twitter account.
We lost again, and so like we got our asses kicked again. So like I'm so done with like keeping track of points or what now.
You
Ugh.
did say a mean thing about your partner not being there. You said you don't care. You're not showing up anymore because he abandoned you this week.
Oh yeah, true. Drew has to find a sub for the rest of the year. When he listens to this, he has to find a sub for the rest of the year because I'm giving up on the golf league.
How long does this league run till again?
Last third
End
week
of August, September.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a ways away.
Just 2 months. So Drew, you need a partner.
Drew's gonna have like clubhouse attendance out there filling in. Alex, your Monday round. Any notable moments?
Notable.
How's the dynamic with you and your father?
Garrett played out his ass.
Wait,
you know,
good?
Yeah, like good. Just it was his night. Funny story. He was even going into hole 9.
Wow.
Piped it down the middle. Blocked it a little right on the second shot. So he's about pin high on the right side in the rough, and there's a tree in front of him a little to the left. So there's an angle to just put the ball on the green, make a bogey, and then he can shoot a 37. So that's what I told him. And he proceeds to hook the ball from a foot away into the tree and make triple for 39.
Oh.
So rough finish. That was one of the only holes we lost, though. So we took 22 out of 30.
Whoa.
So we laid down a beating
Whomping.
for once. So we're not quitting. The dynamic is good. We're just gonna try to keep rising up the ranks. I think we're in like 5th, maybe.
Quite the polar opposites right now on the show. I'm curious to see where your 2 months go, Evan. I believe
We're
in you.
falling. We were in first at the beginning of the year.
You were in first, then we swapped to first, and then we both slowly fell. But then you guys,
No, we didn't slowly fall. We plummeted. I don't think we've won in 6 weeks.
They cut
But
the bungee
now-
cord off.
What place are you in, Evan?
We were in 12th.
He
but
doesn't know
we
now
just-
because he doesn't care.
Maybe
Correct.
last.
I hope we are in last.
He's
Give me
like
a good,
how
give me a
we.
good reason to quit golf.
Evan, I don't want you to quit golf.
I think I do.
It's the only sport our friends consistently play.
You can't quit golf, Evan.
Can't do it.
Quitting.
You're gonna have a great round Saturday. I feel it.
Yep.
I'm not feeling it.
You still wanted to go?
I'm gonna see if I can challenge myself to drinking 18 beers into 18 holes.
There you go. Make it.
I'm gonna ride up
Off
with
topic.
G.
I was gonna say, what time you gonna? I'm gonna be home too, Evan.
Oh, then I'm riding up with you. I'm not driving by myself.
I was gonna say, what time you get out of work? We can all ride together. Completely off topic. Sorry.
And remember this lifelong quote, Evan, on Saturday. It's not about how good you play. It's about how good you are to play with. That's all that
Agreed.
matters. You keep getting invites back. You're like, you know what, that Evan, he shot a 105, but he's a damn good time.
You know, Evan, all you got to do Saturdays is you can't lose to Bob. You can't lose to Bob.
I kind of want to be honest.
Bob's on the hot seat, I feel like,
No.
with that.
If you lose to Bob, well, he has physical limitations.
I have mental limitations.
Touche.
What is your problem? I don't get it.
You can't string together shots.
I usually have like one or two like decent rounds, and then I'll have like a blow up round. This year it's been all blow up rounds.
In your defense, everyone on league has played pretty bad. I mean, Cody shot a 43 last night.
I don't have a single birdie on league.
You just gotta stop hitting behind the baseball.
You got to put the ball more up.
I gotta drive the ball to right field. Quit trying to pull everything. Get your foot down, hands ready, and just react to the pitch coming.
2-strike approach.
Put that ball on first base.
Speaking of, see this transition, how this lands, of things that skydived to the dark depths this year, the team we don't talk about. My confession about them real quick is Riley Green made his debut for whatever team he plays for. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've paid attention here and there, whether that be tuning in for a live at bat or seeing his highlights and checking his stats to see how he's doing. So I feel like I need to be honest with our listeners and you guys that my boycott has not been a capital B boycott. It's been a lower B boycott since Riley Green's been called up.
So I've also done that, but I am not aware of what team Riley Green plays for. So don't tell me if you guys know, but yeah, I'm just a Riley Green guy.
That feels like damning evidence that you have given into.
I have seen a couple plays.
He makes some good diving catches. That's all I'm going to say.
It's hard not to see him.
The guy is just a highlight machine.
He's a good baseball player.
Thankfully, the team that he hypothetically plays for is on a West Coast swing, so they're not on till like 10 o'clock, so I really don't have to care now.
Evan, are you even boycotting or no?
No, I'm not boycotting.
No, Evan was never. Evan's ride or die.
So you can give the people
Currently dying. Currently dying.
I thought we played well in Arizona, took 2 of 3. San Francisco's going to be tougher, but, Riley Green's playing better, and I think the way that Riley Green plays, I think it's only going to help Torkelson play better. Javi's getting hot.
A guy that rhymes with Javier Faez seems to be lighting the things up right now. Yeah. So, I don't know. I might have to start tuning out again, but I just needed to see how Riley Green looked, and I know he's the truth, so I just want Torkelson to be good as well.
No, I wouldn't know, actually.
Now for a team that we can talk about, because one,
if they ever get a coach,
the Avalanche. Well, before we do that, the Avalanche won the Cup, which is huge for Red Wings fans. Not in the sense like we hate the Avalanche. Go watch the doc. I haven't yet, but go watch. I heard it's great. Cale Makar just won like every award, most valuable player in the NHL. Now, nationally, people aren't talking about it, but locally we are. We are hockey analysts. We have a Cale Makar and Mo Seider. So we just saw the blueprint for what they did. We're going to have an all-world defenseman on our team for the next decade, which sounds sweet to say. So the Red Wings Avalanche rivalry feels like it could be close to getting back on.
It would be smaller version of that solely based off of we're not in the West anymore. We play in the East, so we don't get to play him as many times.
Just in the Cup final, baby.
Yeah, also that
I'll see you in the finals.
Rivalry was a long time ago, and all these kids are like younger than us, so they probably don't care.
Well, they still care, Alex. Hockey's born and raised by traditions, put up inside the dojo. They walk by it every single day.
That was quite the quote. That should be clipped.
In the dojo.
In the dojo.
It's good to know that defensemen, elite defensemen, are hot in the streets in the NHL right now for winning, and we have one that's blooming in our team. Now, what we need, though, is a coach, because one, the NHL draft is coming up, and I know that's Steve Yzerman's role, but also, it'd be nice to know what your coach's philosophy is. So, Evan, now that the playoffs have wrapped up, which Tampa Bay Lightning assistant are we hiring? Lalonde?
I think it's the best man for the job. I think they're interviewing both. They're interviewing Lalonde and
Halpern.
Yes. I think Lalonde's the front runner to win it based off of his track record, and he has bounced around a lot, but he's just progressed up. And in the hockey coaching ranks. Start
Who
the
did you say
ECHL.
is leading? Sorry.
Lalonde.
David Lalonde. I would say him.
I like
Just read
that.
a tweet. Just read a tweet from Verified Guy that says Jeff Halpern has the inside track.
Oh, well,
What's the
not
guy's-
according to me. I'm an NHL insider. I
Whose
know
name,
who's
Alex?
actually going to get hired.
Andy Strickland.
Sounds made up.
He is a
If I'm being
ringside
honest.
reporter for Bally Sports Midwest.
He covers the Blues. What does he know?
He has 60,000 followers. 50, sorry.
Where's his tweet?
It was the
Well,
24th.
both of these candidates got hired on staff when Yzerman was the GM. I would just say that
Jeff
Lalonde's
Halpern.
technically coached in the Red Wings system before he coached the Walleye for the ECHL. Started his coaching career at Ferris State. Moved
Shout
up to
out Cam.
Denver. Yes, shout out Cam.
Go Walleye.
So,
He coached the Walleye.
yes, he did.
Where the hell were you? Evan just said that.
I was reading about him while Evan was talking about him. So I
Yeah,
missed it.
we have his Wikipedia bio right here in the form of Evan's mouth.
49.
I got
There's
two
my-
takes. I got two takes to get off my chest. One, based on the bios I read, I like Lalonde better. I like that he's been a head coach in more places. Two, I'm sure Jeff Halpern is a great man. It sounds way too close to Jim Halpert. So for that reason, I think Lalonde is our guy.
I think Lalonde should be. He was a collegiate goaltender, so he's going to bring that defensive mindset a little defensive mindset. And asterisk to Halpern or slash at Halpern, he's never had head coaching experience.
Yeah, and people were like, we can't have like Sergei Fedorov because he's never coached in the NHL. Well, then, Lalonde.
All I know is
So you
that-
can shove your blue march right
And
up
he
here.
can.
Hey,
yeah,
listen,
Andy.
I don't really
And he
care
can
who's
coach
hired
Kosa
between
to be
the
the
two.
next Vasilevsky.
I just think
Kosa's gonna be coming up soon.
it'd be nice to have a coach before the draft, and the draft is on the 7th. So,
Well, guess
Yeah.
who's running ship here?
Steve.
Thanks,
Steve.
Steve Yzerman.
Steve.
Him and Draper are running the scouting department, so you have
Steve-O.
nothing to worry about. And I don't think you can question anything that Yzerman or whoever Yzerman drafts from here on out because he took Sider
Listen,
the 6th pick and he's from Germany, and every analyst was
trust in the Yzer plan, okay?
I
that
recently-
video that they posted of his
Yeah.
like highlight montage.
Yeah.
It just proven one. If you're a hockey analyst, you talk about every single person. Like shout out to Witt and Biz for Barstool. They give him so much praise. And then two, all the analysts on Draft are like, "Whoa, I don't know about this. I didn't even have him in the top 10." Like obviously you don't know.
Yeah.
Did you guys
even-
watch
well,
the
even
Red
s-
Wings, the video they released?
That's
When,
what.
What do you want? Is that what Evan's talking about?
Oh
again?
my God! Can you?
man!
All right,
sorry.
let's put Alex
Too
here
much
in the,
reading.
on hockey. Alex is in the penalty box. 5 minute.
Just reading.
Oh my
I was
God!
like,
I
wow,
feel like I'm,
you feel like you're talking just about that video.
I feel like I'm in a
Yep.
simulation.
Yep,
Um,
you were. I'm not going
What I want to say, Evan, about the video that you're talking about that the Red Wings posted on their own Twitter account, that our account retweeted, Mo Sider's reaction to being drafted was stunned. He didn't even think he was going to go there that high, which tells you even he was like, oh my God, I'm going this high. And then I watched like a 15-minute like YouTube highlight package to see all the stuff he did. You know, I'm not really a puck head, so I was trying to like, is this guy the next Kel McCarr? Yeah, it turns out he is, based on my limited knowledge of watching that. So it feels good. Maybe we don't need a maybe Stevie Y's GM coach. He pulls a Bill Belichick. Maybe that's what this is leading to.
I mean, Sider's the leader on the defensive side, even at a young age. He's the most talented. Everybody looks to him. And the first night last year, he's out there fighting the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Lightning. Talking crap because it was a heated matchup because Larkin got body into the boards, didn't get called for it. And there was scruff-ups between them.
Yeah, and we took their GM.
And Sider tried to fight Crosby last year, too. So,
Dog. He got that dog in
he
him.
got that dog in him.
That's hot in the streets right now. All right, Alex, you were out of the penalty box. We're going to start with you for our listener questions. There's 4 of them. We're going to fly through them here before we get to the Pistons. 1, if you could change a single moment in sports history, what would it be?
So I missed this question when I was doing my notes earlier, so I came up with something quick. go back to the 2019 Final Four against Texas Tech with 1:52 remaining. Matt McQuaid in the corner.
1 sec. I'm trying to go back in time.
Okay.
Go
back.
Where were you, Grant?
Yeah, where were you?
I was in my living room at Butler, sweating out that game for financial reasons.
Nice.
So I would also like this moment to change based on the result.
So Jarrett Culver misses a jumper. Xavier, they get the rebound. Tillman blocked it. Goins gets it. They're running in transition. Throw it to the corner. Matt McQuaid, clutch 3-point shooter all career. Catches it wide open. They're down 3 points. He misses it. And then Texas Tech scores the next 7 points. And they lose by 10.
What was that guy on their team? Francisco Campuzzo. Something like Francisco Molinari.
It was, he was the Italian assassin.
That is
Lawrence Odiase.
I will say this. That was like the most specific moment in time I think you could have come up with. That was very, very specific.
I think it hurts more because you were inside that stadium.
I was there. I was like devastated when he missed. Just
Did
like
you cry?
on the ground.
I was in the city.
Do you surrender Cobra?
I just looked at Wilkins and I was like, that's it. That's it. And then Jarrett Culver made a jumper right after that, and I was like, fuck my life.
And then he had a great NBA career, Jarrett Culver.
He's still in the NBA, right?
Yeah, I looked at him on the free agency chart today. I was like, oh my God, what a throwback. He averages like 2 points a game. Evan, me or you?
You go ahead, because we might have the same. So I'll let you go first.
I don't think we do.
Because I can always spin zone it.
I want a glory play here. If you could change a single moment in sports history, what would it be? Gordon Hayward's shot versus Duke goes in.
Oh.
And it would just be like, that's probably like would be the biggest like March Madness moment of all time, because it'd be better than the Villanova shot because it was a half court shot and it was a Cinderella story.
And the game wasn't tied.
Yeah. I wasn't a massive Butler fan at this point. Like, I didn't know I was thinking about going to school there, but like everyone in the country, I think, was rooting for Butler that wasn't a Duke fan because it was so cool. So it would have been that shot. Did a project on it my freshman year of college. Got an A+.
Shout out that professor.
I don't know her name, but if I knew it, I would say it.
I'm going back to the worst pitch in MLB history, October 13th, 2013, ALCS, Fenway Park, Detroit Tigers versus Boston Red Sox. Bases loaded, Joaquin Benoit comes in, and he just throws an absolute BP changeup right down Broadway. And the Hall of Famer, David Ortiz, asterisk, should he be in,
yes, he got
ties
shot.
the game up in the ALCS 1-1.
And we didn't. Yep. Did we win another game?
Where were you? Alex, we were together.
We were all together.
Evan, you were in Wilkins' bedroom too?
I was.
We were all there.
I remember we weren't super dialed into the game until it got like tight, and then we turned it on.
Because Angel Sanchez was throwing a gem, and all I think that was
we were 5-0.
That was the same. That was the same night of the Allen Robinson. I don't know. Maybe it was Allen Robinson, or it was like the triple overtime. It was the Penn State Michigan game in Happy Valley.
I thought it was Michigan Northwestern triple overtime.
Michigan Penn State.
Drew Delio?
No, it was Michigan Penn State.
Well, we can look this up. But also, Apple Lumpkin was going on in Tecumseh, so put yourself in that.
Great day.
I think we went to that. Did we go to that?
Yeah, in the morning.
Speaking of
what a day we had.
We were probably just like playing Xbox, speaking of our snake draft, and then we were like, oh my God, the game's closed. So the base is loaded. And we turned it on. I remember it happening and just being like super depressed.
Alex, we were there back-to-back days because the Penn State game was the day before.
Feels right.
We were there the night before. Yeah, we were there a lot.
43-40.
Are you sure it was that game?
Who won that?
It was the day before. Michigan
Northwestern was in November.
Penn State
confirmed.
Beat number 18 Michigan 43-40.
I don't even remember this game. Must have blocked it out.
Maybe the biggest win in coach's history.
Wow.
Who was the head? Oh, Bill O'Brien was the head coach. That butt chin.
Okay, that's a perfect transition to the next one that's also sports related. This was one from a couple, like last week or so. It was a side question that we just didn't have time for. Involves Michigan. Who wins in a fight to the death? Mike Valenti or Jim Harbaugh? Cleats permitted.
Well, based off of Jim Harbaugh's viral TikToks going around today, I got Valenti.
I didn't see these.
I didn't see him.
Oh,
I feel like these need to be on
His
my radar.
daughter's TikToks are going viral because they're going on a family vacation and they're getting laid over in the airport, and it's just videos of him like he's the weird dad at the airport.
Like, what is Jim Harbaugh doing in the airport?
He's holding all the passports for his entire family. He's sleeping on the ground, and then he's going up, standing awkwardly at the booth. He mows his yard right before they leave for the airport.
That feels right.
He's carrying everybody's luggage. He's driving.
Wanted to go down a rabbit hole of these after. Oh, wait, I see this. Meal of Airport Jim preparing the mind and body before takeoff. He's getting crispy tenders. What's he got in his hand? He's wearing like a wrist strap.
He's got a wrist problem.
He does. He has a wrist problem. His left wrist. Oh my God, he's eating corn on the cob at the airport. What a weirdo. Anyways, Mike Valenti has a lot of fever and aggression on the air, but like in person, I'm taking the guy that played in the NFL and who's like a competitive freak. So I'm taking Jim Harbaugh.
Taking Valenti.
I'm taking.
He's got that New York man.
Oh, that was my point.
Oh,
Like,
bummer.
New York guy, and he's just pissed all the time.
I've just never seen Valenti head to toe. He's always sitting behind a desk whenever I see him.
But I've seen Jim Harbaugh shirtless, and it's nothing to be afraid of.
Cleats, though.
They both get cleats.
Yeah, but we know Jim loves cleats.
I'll take Valenti.
Okay, now we'll do the harder one, I would say, from long listener of the show, Jason, who every week throws the question in, I believe, and a lot of times we just can't read them because
this was from a long time ago, and it was actually 5, but I changed it to 3.
Well, we're for sure 3. So your top 3 personal vacations or trips of all time can include family trips, boys trips, etc. Well, who's going to take the one that we probably all thought of, but we probably shouldn't all take it? Evan, you can have that one if you want it.
We all can't pick the same vacations. There's something going on in the background. We can't all take the same vacation.
I guess we can.
Well, we can. I won't take it. You guys can have it.
I'm going to take one off the bat that you guys could steal or take. I think our very first trip to Munising, when we went on the boat on Lake Superior, was a great trip.
Oh, yeah. Very good trip.
Like, also that just single day of like collectively most drunk people I've ever seen on a boat.
And we weren't even the drunkest.
No, I had like an early buzz, and then I started to come down.
We were consistent drunk, though.
You guys almost died in a rock cave.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, God, that was good shit.
We did some cliff jumping the day before, and it just was nice that the weather up north actually was warm the day we went on the boat.
That was a very good vacation.
It was a solid, and it was in our own state. Yeah. Solid trip. Evan, I think you won putt-putt that time.
Yeah, I did win putt-putt.
Yeah, dominated.
Yeah, I'll take number 1. My first top choice would be the Miami trip this past September. Great time with the boys.
Elite
trip. We quote it all the time. We get brought up every single time. There wasn't a dull moment the entire time.
No, we were balls to the wall the whole time.
Power was out the minute I got there. We never relinquished.
Yeah, it was a good trip. It was a good time. We should do that again.
There was one moment we were not balls of the wall. It was after the game. We all were ordering food from different places. That room was dead.
That was
watching Ohio State, Akron, or something like that. Tulsa.
But I think the vibes were still pretty high, honestly.
It was funny. Alex.
I'll take a family trip. When I was in 6th grade, I went to Turks and Caicos.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice.
Bougie.
Just that name hits.
It was an all-inclusive resort, so I just remember you could eat as much as you wanted, and they had these personal pizzas, and I'd just go up and get one like every. I was in 6th grade, Grant. I was not chubby.
Chubby boy.
Yeah, so that was a really cool vacation. They had this cool for the iPad kids. They had this sick gaming room where you could play all the new 2K and sports games, and I would go in there and play there too.
Spoilers for the draft.
Spoilers. Stealing them.
I'm going to rip off 2 here to wrap mine up quick. I'm probably stealing some, but the first camping trip that we did was fantastic. Something about the first one's always great. And then it's recency bias. I could have gone deeper in the well for earlier family trips, but I just going to throw in the Nashville trip too because that was pretty fun. Great car ride there and back.
I thought of my second one, and I had a tie for third, but I don't remember what my second one was.
I got one. The Birth of Animals in Grant's tiny New York City apartment.
That was
a good time.
That was a good trip.
Yeah, that was a good time.
New York City!
And Evan's first flight. I was blessed to be a part of that on the way to New York. It was the bumpiest, most terrible flight of all time. And Evan was just like, is this normal? Like, no, I don't think so.
It was choppy.
Tough. Evan forgot a second.
People are freaking out.
I guess 2 other trips that I had, I would say Chicago trip for the Northwestern game. Great weekend. Wrigley Field. Got to go there. Got to go to a high school stadium to watch college football. Kenneth Walker debut. And then next would probably be New Year's Eve. Going down to Atlanta, watch the Peach Bowl, see that city. Moondog, shout out.
Shuffleboard.
Moondogs.
Shuffleboard.
And then going up to Nashville. First time I was in Nashville.
Yeah, that was all in one.
Yeah.
And a Cal Holiday pick six.
Cal Holiday pick six.
One of the loudest stadium moments of the season.
Watching probably one of the greatest Rose Bowls of all time on a iPhone in a car.
Nice. Mm. My third one, since all the boys' trips have basically been taken, I went to London and Paris with my sister and grandparents.
Educational.
Bougie.
Nice.
But wasn't
top of the morning to you.
British people scare me.
Honorable mention, family trip to St. Louis. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade.
You guys went to a Cardinals game.
Yes, we did. Cardinals versus Phillies. Ryan Howard hit a pimp job. Hunter and I both called that he would hit a home run just like that, and it happened. Hunter turned to my dad. I turned to Wyatt and said, I bet you it's a home run here. What the hell?
How's the arch?
Ryan Howard was good.
Yep.
How's the arch?
You gotta go up inside the top of the arch. I'm not
afraid
of heights.
You went to a beer factory.
Went to
as a
Anheuser-Busch. I mean, my dad went there, and we were dragging the rest of the family. It was a great vacation.
Of heights.
Shout out
Arch
to
St. Louis.
If you're afraid of heights, you're not going to want to go up in that, because if you're standing up on top and you just stand still, you can feel it sway in the wind.
Oh, that's cool.
No chance.
All right, last quick one here. Best TV sitcom with a caveat: do not include ones with a laugh track, please.
But we can.
What is a laugh track? What does that mean?
Like when they have audience laughter, like to try to tell you when to laugh.
But that's
so
what
basically
sitcoms
saying
are.
Don't pick Friends.
Another one that has it is Seinfeld, which was disappointing for me. I forgot that it does.
How I Met Your Mother.
Do they have laugh tracks?
Don't care. That's what I'm taking.
How I Met Your Mother's very good. Parks and Rec, just got into that recently because it was always on TV. Very good. New Girl.
I was going to say New Girl.
Very good.
Good.
Oh, The Office is a big one.
Office
is a good.
I'll give you one that's it's really popular too, but I find it hilarious. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh, if you laugh at awkward moments in like awkward situations, it's right up there, and it's like very relatable.
Of the first episode, and I couldn't get into it. I thought it was weird. Maybe I should give it a better.
Give it to, when Leon comes in. That show is one of the funniest characters of all time.
Seinfeld's a good show too, but it has a laugh track. Friends also good.
Laugh tracks do stink. I agree with the sentiment of that. They're so dumb. You don't need to tell people when to laugh. Worst TV sitcom of all time, Big Bang Theory. So if the Big Bang stands are out there, because I know it's a popular show, you can come at me. I don't care. You're nerds.
Show's average.
Show stinks.
Not really a fan.
And then they made a spit off Young Sheldon. Absolutely disgusting. Keeps me up at night sometimes seeing that shows out there.
Sitcom?
I don't watch that much TV.
I don't really know what the sitcoms on today's TV are, so I don't really know.
They all end with ish.
Blackish.
Blackish.
That's one of them. That's the only one I'm aware of.
Oh, Modern Family. Wow. Phil Dunphy's an all-time character. That guy's funny.
That's a pretty good show.
I need one more beer. One of you guys tee up the Pistons.
All right, now that it's been a week since Alex won't do it, it has been on almost a week, probably 4 or 5 days since our good podcasting of the live draft. So the first question, now that we have time to process things, how did the draft go, Alex?
Well, I would say it was a slam dunk.
But
Way to redeem yourself from messing up earlier this show.
Thanks. So the player that Evan and I wanted all along fell into the Pistons' lap. Grant, sorry, you were not
Gabriel
a part of that.
Patizza.
You were not a
Chet
part of
Holmgren
that.
never got there. Thank God we don't have to watch his bum.
Didn't have to worry about taking Chet. Didn't have to worry about taking Ben Math or Murray. Jaden Ivey fell right in the lap. So incredible situation there. And then not only that, but apparently we had Jalen Duren high on the board. And Troy used what everyone thought was a horrible trade the night before, turned that trade into the 13th pick and got, which was what I read, was the 6th guy on our board. So, and that includes the top 3. That was obvious to everybody. So,
Some board.
yeah, I think it really couldn't have gone any better. I don't really care about the European stash player in the second round.
Gabriel Patizza.
Second round doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but it's a sweet name to say.
Yeah, but A plus draft.
I would have
gone
taken
better
I would have taken EJ Liddell if I'm being honest.
I
Guy's a
would have taken
bucket.
EJ Liddell.
in the second.
Yeah, he was there, and we took Gabriel Patizza instead.
Really?
Yeah, I remember looking. I was like, "Ooh,
All
I
right,
would have
well,
taken EJ Liddell."
Yeah, I would have taken EJ Liddell then as well.
but we did just take Luka Garza. Maybe we were Big Ten shy.
And he's not on
That
the
didn't
team
work
anymore.
out. No, pour one out for Luka and
Yeah,
Frank.
A plus though. A plus.
great
for
human
sure.
beings. Yeah, I mean, I wrote down that the one word to describe our draft: athletic. We are athletic. And that was a concern going into the draft for me. If we took Keegan Murray, I was like, well, gonna have Sadiq Bey and Keegan Murray rowing around our wings. I don't know how great that's gonna work. Athletically, you saw what the Boston Celtics did. They got athletic and they're good at defense. That carried them to a finals. So we are athletic now. Good. Also, good. We don't need DeAndre Ayton now. And if we did do it, I'd hate it even more than I did last week because like we got a guy that's going to serve that role who is still 18, which is absolutely crazy to say out loud. He is 6 years younger than I am sitting here today, and he looks like he is Usain Bolt. I don't understand how Jalen Duren, Alex, is 18 years old. It's stunning. I will not say the U word, but it has shades of the U word that he looks like that at the age of 18. That's just not fair genes in the lottery life. But I'm glad he's on our team. So yeah, and it's cool. We can safely say we got the best guard in the draft. Because all the first 3 guys were big men. So it's nice to have the best guard in the
It's
draft.
not even close, too.
Not even close. No one's like, oh, it's close.
Well, Grant, you thought it was close. Don't pretend you didn't.
Is Mathurin a guard or is he a forward?
He's a guard.
He's a wing.
He's a guard.
Matthew's a wing.
He's a guard.
He's
He's
a wing.
small forward.
Grant.
Semantics. He's a wing.
He's a guard. He's a guard.
He's not a primary ball handler.
Jaden Ivey isn't going to be at first either.
Oh, he's going to have that rock
He's
in
a
his hands.
slasher.
He's a slasher. 3 and D.
Evan, are you as excited about it as us?
Absolutely. I'm falling more and more in love with Jaden Ivey. I think I follow him on all social medias now because he's fallen in love with Detroit, and I didn't know how much he has tied into Detroit with his grandfather, his mother, his dad or his uncle.
Dad.
He's just
Dad.
Grandpa.
fully
Mom.
committing
Mom.
to Detroit, and I think he's going to be a superstar here.
He's committing to you, Evan. He's going to respond to those DMs you've been sending him.
I hope so.
I love you, Jaden.
He needs a new personal trainer, man. Let me know.
Evan's getting poison ivy tattooed on his neck. That'd be tough. With leaves coming up.
So, Grant, you've come around on that Poison Ivy nickname? Because you didn't
When he-
like it when I first said it to you before we had drafted him.
When he rips that first mind-blowing in-game dunk and I'm on Snapchat the next day and then like, you know how you go through your Snapchat stories and then they play you a national or subscription one without you asking them to and you're like, I don't follow this person. When it's like the ESPN story and it's some like 23-year-old intern at ESPN going, oh, Poison Ivy. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
So yeah, he's got a dunk first. Okay, so the draft, we killed it. I will say this too, Troy Weaver's been phenomenal. I've seen a lot of people being like, wow, What a great job. We can't forget, though, that like Cade Cunningham was gifted to us and Jaden Ivey was gifted to us. Like we could have made those draft picks.
He's got an easy job right now.
But he did a phenomenal job getting the 13th pick and then identifying Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart. But still, it's like, everyone's like, oh, I can't believe Troy Weaver got Ivy. It's like, you can't. Like, he fell in our lap. Like, again, we could have pressed the button on that one. But now we have to get better or do something. It's not over. Free agency is next. Big picture here, the strategy. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of buzz in the Athletic from James Edward. James Edward is basically now our Woj. The guy just does not miss, and he's on top of things fast.
He's dropping news about the draft before Woj.
He's plugged in. He's saying that the plan is shifted because the draft went even better than we could have imagined in our wildest dreams. That we're no longer really pursuing those max guys like Ayton and some of the bigger guys in free agency, and we're going to fill it out with either a couple more veterans, maybe like older 20s guys, or we're going to eat bad contracts to stack more picks and assets. Would you guys, overall philosophy-wise, what would you like Troy Weaver to do before we get into specific guys?
Evan? I wrote that I don't mind the plan that was mentioned on the Athletic article. Sign veterans and let your core develop is what I wrote. I'm cool with not getting crazy and going out and spending a bunch of money on guys that might not be worth it.
But also, okay, in the same way, I want to argue this. I don't want to sign the crappy veterans that aren't going to contribute and are just there because we need a position to fill.
Agreed.
I.e., Kelly Olynyk, his bum needs to get off this roster because he doesn't fit our mold anymore.
Remember, Troy Evan would like to cut him himself.
Death taxes.
Please
Kelly
let him
Olynyk.
do that. Please, everybody petition for that.
Every single post player or every single forward, however you want to call it, like has a role or is like athletic freak of nature. And then he got this guy out there trying to be a 3-point shooter.
We do need shooting.
He doesn't fit.
I agree. We should not sign a bunch of veterans that are just there to be placeholders. I would like guys that can actually contribute. I agree with that.
I also did not, this is a hand up, bad lowercase j moment. I did not read the full article, but I saw a spicy headline that said like this NBA rule forces the Pistons to spend this much this year because you have like a salary cap minimum. Like you can't just go into the offseason like keeping all this cap space. You have to spend a lot of it. So we are going to be forced to potentially sign some veterans that don't really get it going excitement-wise for this team, which is just a nature of the beast, the reality of the NBA. You have to spend money in this league. It's not like the MLB where you can just spend like $40 million and be absolutely terrible. You have to spend most of the cap. No cap. So,
but
I did
most
not read
veterans aren't going to be some flashy, cool signing anyways.
No.
So.
Okay.
Before Grant, you go into it. You made an emphasis of how this team isn't the best defensively, and so I want guys that can play two-way players that are coming off the bench as veterans. I need athletic guards that also fit the mold of our basketball that we're having.
Okay, I like that. That's a good little tease.
If we're adding veterans, I don't just need the veteran that's going to sit in the corner, try to play 10, 12 minutes, and just jack up 5 threes. Like, contribute for every single asset of the game.
Mid-tier veterans, like 27-year-olds that are still in their primes.
I don't want us to sign anyone over the age of 31. I don't think it makes any sense.
You need someone to be a leader in a room full of 20-year-olds.
Well, Mr. Cade Cunningham is the leader of this team that you talked about last week.
Helps to have a couple guys with leadership.
Wow,
choices.
So Cade's not the guy for you.
Cade that's what a joke that is that you're trying to spin that. Sorry for the F word, but that's ridiculous, Grant. Don't be a joke.
I'm just saying.
You're in the penalty box now. Congrats.
You're just saying. I'm out of the penalty box because I am still tantalized and excited and want to go after a man named Miles Bridges because I want, if you have a guy that would consider Detroit, much like Alex's argument about DeAndre Ayton, from what we've seen, there's at least interest that Miles Bridges would come to Detroit. The latest news today is Mitch Kupchak, which sounds like Mitch Kupchak, like in baseball, said we are keeping Miles Bridges. Is that smoke? Is he going to fork up the money? Does he have the money? We'll see. He said he has him, but for now, we don't know. I want us to go after him because these opportunities don't come around forever. And yeah, could it be risky that you're paying him a lot of money? But if you keep it around like $31 million a year, that's not like absurd. You look at contracts across the league, that's outside the top 30 of paid players. So Miles Bridges has earned a lot of money. Alex, you're shaking your head. So
I'm shaking my head because I said this exact thing last week about DeAndre Ayton, and you lost your mind about it.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want a guy that plays video games all day and sleeps 2 hours a night and is a center when we just drafted Jalen Duren.
You just want the guy that is a rapper in his off time instead.
Yeah, that's fine. He can rap. Damian Lillard raps. Damian Lillard is sick. I would take Damian Lillard in a second.
Continue.
A lot of guys rap.
31 million is not that much.
You could change the contracts.
I think Ayton getting 31, 32 million is like value-wise fine. I just don't want that player. I want a wing for our team that's athletic. We have centers, especially now with Duren.
I think you can change the contract mold of how like the NBA is going. How like the superstars are signing like a 2-2-1. So you have 2 years and then a player option for the third year. So give them the advantage and now get 2-3 years. If he doesn't want to be anymore, that's fine. But if he does want to be here, okay, now you have a chance to keep on building because that'll be when Ivy and Cunningham's contracts will be up.
Yeah, definitely got to try to do some like gymnastics of what. But with these guys are going to get the bag, they're going to want the most guaranteed long-term thing they can get.
And in fairness, Alex, yes, technically Charlotte can pay him for more because of the new NBA rules. But we're not going to pay as much as Charlotte for Miles.
No, they have to pay 5 over 176, which is $35.2 million a year.
I'm not complaining. I don't think it's a bad number. I think it's funny the arguments that were presented a week and a half ago.
It's just I like the guys differently. That's all. I don't want to give that money to.
There was a big part of it that was like, that's so much money. Blah 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 blah.
It also is a lot. It also is a lot for by position centers. He'd be the third highest paid center in the NBA, whereas Miles Bridges would not be the third highest paid wing in the NBA.
Evan, do you want to say something?
No, it's 100% Grant's point. I don't want to spend $30 million on a center when all the other NBA champions are doing center by committee or just role players.
That I was fine with.
So I don't want to pay $35 million for a center.
Just wanted to make sure Grant was aware that that is the same number we talked about. That's all.
Oh, yeah. It might even be a little more. I'd pay 33 for Miles Bridges. I think he's a guy that we want on our team. Now, to go into more players we want or avoid, I did my own personal depth chart of the Pistons right now. Just, what did I put down? 4, 8, 11 players right now. I know there's more on the team, but I gave down a core 11 players I see. And I think it's glaring after I read you the different positions what we need to add to this team. So our guards, I broke it into guards, wings, and bigs. Guards, we have Cade. We have Ivy, we have Killian Hayes, and we have Corey Joseph still hanging around. Ugh. So we got, I would say, 3 playable. Like, you're like, all right, he's on the floor. I'll give Killian some love there. Like, all right, Killian Hayes is on the floor. Fine. Wings, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Livers, Hami Diallo. Thin in my opinion. Bigs,
welcome to the league, Joe Ingles.
Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duren, Marvin Bagley, and Kelly Olynyk. So there, I'd say there's 3 guys like the guards. I'm like, okay, sweet. They're on the floor. Don't hate it. Kelly Olynyk, like Evan, he doesn't like him, but Kelly Olynyk at least is a little bit more proven than like a Diallo or a Livers. So to me, the wings on our team are a little bit of woof behind Sadiq Bey. We need some work to do there. And we need shooting. Bad. So with that in mind,
I think everyone would agree.
With that in mind, the drum roll is now. What free agents do you guys want? And you can also highlight any you would really like to avoid. The floor is yours, Evan. Who do you want us to bring home to the D?
First, I would like us to re-sign Marvin Bagley.
Okay.
I think that is in the works today.
I don't know if you mentioned him or not. I was trying to get my list of shooting guards that we need, positions of needs. There's a lot of nice names, but I don't know their overall stats of who's comparable or whatnot. But if we're going on Grant's age, nobody older 31. I'm seeing a 27, 27, 23. there's decent guards, but it just nobody that's I think going to get over your top. I'm not sold on Malik Monk, but you could also bring Miles Bridges and Malik Monk in, and their former teammates.
I like that.
I mean, I like Gary Harris. He's a two-way player. He will play defense. I have an obsession with Bryn. He's one of the best three-point shooters statistically in the NBA. And
he's definitely the best shooter in this class.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Dante DiVincenzo either. I mean, he's got playoff experience. He's got championship in his blood with the Villanova and with Milwaukee. He's probably going to be pretty expensive, I would think. However, he also might demand a starting position just based off of his reputation, I guess, or his experience.
He's coming off an ankle injury.
Let me think. I'm different with you on Malik Monk. I think Malik Monk is very exciting. I would like him on our team. He's been a little streaky up and down in his career. I like the Kentucky pedigree. And he was in a pretty bad situation, I would say, in Los Angeles with how dumpster fire that LeBron-led team was. And he actually was a bright spot for them. He did say that he kind of wants to stay in LA, which I don't love to hear because, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe he thinks he'll be more competitive, but like he'll have a bigger role, I would say, on the Pistons. Like he could start the year if we want to warm up Ivy, or he just be our lead guy off the bench. I mean, he's 6'3", very athletic, so I don't have as much concerns on the defensive side, even though he's shorter. And he scored 14 points, and he shot 40% from three and 39% from three his last two seasons. So that's good. All good things from Malik Monk. I like Gary Harris too. Gary Harris plays D. He scored 28 points against the Pistons. I watched the highlights today. He had 6 threes in that game. He's not as good of a three-point shooter as some of the guys on this list, but he's serviceable. He can get hot. And like
38%
you said,
last year.
The defense is a really big plus because with Killian going to the bench, most likely, you're going to be asking Cade then to guard like the best perimeter player unless you bring in a Gary Harris who can check people up there as well. Unless you're throwing Ivy into the fire and telling him to guard the best ball handler. Alex, what are your thoughts on the free agent class?
Gary Harris would be at the near top of my list for guys that are going to be affordable. I have DiVincenzo on there. I got a couple guys that are like, you could go prove it deals if they wanted to try a prove it deal that are older that probably wouldn't fit Grant's mold, like a Victor Oladipo. Bring him in, see what he can do.
Athletic.
Miami should just re-sign him.
TJ Warren coming off some injuries.
I like that. I like TJ Warren off our bench.
This one you're probably going to hate, but Otto Porter, he's 29. I mean, he could help this team.
He's going to get a bag solely because he played for the Warriors.
He's a 40% three-point shooter in his career.
That's my number one guy. Player. That's my number one guy.
Grant, number one?
Of this tier of players.
Who else do I have? I have Bruce Brown also. Not really what we need, but I really like him as a player. And we had him.
Good reunion. Evan, a little bit about Otto Porter Jr. I think he's probably a Troy Weaver guy.
Otto Porter is in my higher list.
Look, Otto Porter Jr. absolutely ruined his public image because he got paid like one of the worst contracts in the history of the NBA after a couple good seasons in Washington. But the guy, over his year, I did not realize he shot 40% from three his career, and he's 6'8", and he made massive shots in the finals. Obviously, I do not want to pay him a Jeremy Grant salary, but if you can get him, and he's probably not going to want to go somewhere terrible now that he just won a championship. So he probably can't get him.
He was on a vet min, so he probably wants some money. We can give him some money.
I would give him at least $15 million because Kelly Olynyk makes 12. He's better than Kelly Olynyk.
If you can get rid of Kelly Olynyk's contract and then sign him for 15, that's only
15. Just difference. Say 15 million, and
all right. Let me just go look.
I don't need you to tell me. I know it's not that much.
I just want to find a guy that makes 15 million and say some names, and then we can like get a better.
I know,
picture
but there's so many bad contracts in the NBA, and then you think like you just think about the other professional sports, and it's just a lot different.
Okay, but if it's a 2-year deal with a team option, that's basically a 1-year deal.
I'm cool with doing it.
We have to spend money. We have like 40
I just said I'm
million.
Okay. I don't know who you're arguing with. I don't care.
Your face that you made looked...
Yeah, you just say Otto Porter and 15 million. You're like, ooh.
These 3 guys make $15 million.
We didn't need this. I already know.
Just want... Who are they?
I'm sure I can name some bad players that make $15 million.
All right, give him. I won't read him then.
Just read them, Grant.
Perfect.
You're doing your big bit.
It's not a bit. It's just facts. Will Barton, Malik Beasley, Thaddeus Young, Derrick Rose all make $15 million.
Will Barton, good player. Thaddeus Young, good player.
Take Otto Porter after what I just watched this postseason over all of those guys.
You do put a lot into postseason, and it helps that Otto was on the best team. Gary Payton, what do we think about him?
Can't shoot. Don't want him.
29, good finisher, plays great defense.
With the ball.
No, he's going to want to go to contender too. He's not the guy for us. Bryn Forms is intriguing because you put him on the second unit with Killian Hayes. Now, Bryn Forms is an absolute garbage can on defense, but you put him with Killian Hayes, who's a great defender. It kind of like you can put Killian on the best ball handler and have Bryn guard the spot up shooter, and the spot up shooters just guard each other. So that's huge for the second unit. I would take Bryn, probably pay him like $6 to $7 million a year.
All right, there's one old guy that I would like to hear your opinion on. He hits over 40% of his threes.
For a career or just like last year?
The last two seasons, he's hit over 40% on his triples.
If you say Brook Lopez,
how many does he shoot?
Let me give you
He's
that.
Shooting a lot? I feel like I would know this name. I can't even think.
Don't say Brook Lopez.
It's not Brook Lopez.
Probably not a big man, I wouldn't think.
So he's a career 36%, but last year he was 40%, and the year before that he was also 40%.
You got how many per game?
I'm working on it. There's a lot of he attempted 4.6 and 4.1.
That's a lot. Okay, who's this guy?
He's an old vet, and he's gotten some ugly contracts.
Is this PJ Tucker?
Nicholas Batum.
Oh,
Nicholas
I thought about
Batum.
I thought about that after the John Wall deal. I was like, that guy can actually shoot.
He's opting out of his player option with the Clippers, and 33, so he's old, but he'd provide good leadership, and he can hit threes. He's a big guy.
He'd be a good 4.
He's like a C- version of Shane Battier.
He's better than Kelly Olynyk right now, based on what I've seen.
He's definitely better than Kelly Olynyk.
Everyone's better than Kelly Olynyk.
I would do it.
I think he would help us.
But just like 2 years, because again, like I don't want
2 years max. I mean, he's 33 years old. He's not going to sign for more than 2 years.
Sure. Do you guys want to take on any like bad contracts for more picks while we're at it? Because I've seen that float out that the Knicks might like Evan Fournier or Alec Burks. They need to get rid of them, and we would just take them.
I liked Alec Burks a little
for picks,
but he's injured, so just got injured like a week ago.
I get nervous about taking on bad contracts because it just signals that we're still like farther away than I want to tell myself in the mirror at night. Like I just want us to kind of get better.
Away than you think.
I still think the best free agency move we could make is get Miles Bridges. Like I said, like he is a generational, like his just athleticism is insane, and he's in the peak of his athleticism right now. And you don't get these opportunities a ton.
If I was going to take on a bad contract, I would take the one we've talked about a million times. I'd take Gordon Hayward. If I was going to take a bad contract.
If we end up with either Russell Westbrook, Kyrie
I would not
Irving,
take any of those garbage contracts.
Those are pretty much the two. Those are the guys I would absolutely avoid at all costs.
I don't know. If Kyrie was like, hey, I really want to play in Detroit.
No, sorry,
It'd be
Kyrie.
cool for a minute.
No, it would not.
No.
For the 4 games he plays out of the 82.
Let's wrap up this free agency with this. Give me one name that you really want them to get in free agency. The number one guy. Let's throw Bridges out. Let's go
Zach
of like
LaVine.
the growth. Let's go of the tier of guys we were talking about, Alex, that are like
Zach LaVine, unrestricted.
No,
Anybody
the guys that are mid, the guys that are going to be less than $20 million a year.
Mid guys
that we just all kind of talked about.
I like Gary Harris's fit on our team.
Nice.
I'll take Brent Forbes.
I will take. I already said Otto Porter Jr. I'll take Malik Monk for this one. I like those two guys.
I like Malik Monk too. I never mentioned that.
24 years old too. All right, this is a little fun exercise here before we get to the snake draft. How many backcourts in the NBA are better than Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey? I've heard this question asked a ton on like national shows of people like, oh, that's a really exciting backcourt. That's one of the better ones out there now, like a young core. I'm like, oh, how many are they actually better than? So what did you guys theorize or come up with?
Well, Jaden Ivey hasn't played a basketball game in the NBA yet. So
Confirmed.
I wrote down.
Checks out.
You want me to just say one team and then you guys can say another team? Just go in a circle that are better.
Yeah, I don't
need
use that.
Every team that I have.
I mean, so you have to have 2 of the 3 guards.
I would just
Well,
say
you're
like
just comparing point guard and shooting guard of teams.
Essentially, yeah, like main ball handlers, guys that have like bring the ball up a ton.
Celtics better.
I had them because I had Smart and Brown for that.
Yeah,
Warriors better. There you go. There's my team.
Warriors better. Curry Thompson. Portland, Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons better.
He's a free agent.
Restricted, but yeah.
Restricted. I want him bad. I don't think we can though.
Bucks.
Uh,
Drew Holiday
Whoa.
and kind of, I mean, Chris Middleton
No.
brings it up sometimes.
no.
Theirs
no.
is Drew
Hey,
Holiday,
guys,
Wesley
there's-
Matthews.
There's the thing is, Jaden Ivey hasn't played a basketball game in the NBA, so Drew Holiday is already going to
Okay,
be.
I'm not going.
Cade's
Alex, I'm
better
not
than Drew
going
Holiday.
off of that.
We're
I'm
not going off
of-
potential. We're going off right now.
Yeah,
Cade's-
correct, Alex. And I'm. Your argument is Chris Middleton. No, that's not his position. I'm going off of position.
Wesley Matthews, Drew Holiday. I have a better backcourt.
I'd still take the Bucks.
What? You think Wesley Matthews is better than Jaden Ivey? Right
Probably
now?
right now, yes.
No
Jaden Ivey
chance.
is going to turn the ball over a ton and play bad defense for a little bit, and people are going to freak out. Cade did the same thing last year.
You're blinded by like how easy it is to be on
He
their
was
team because
coming
they
off
have
an
Giannis.
ankle injury.
Cade kind of struggled in the beginning of last year, and everyone was
Ankle
freaking
injury.
out.
Yeah,
and
he
Evan's
hurt his ankle,
brother
bro.
said Cade was a bum and a bust. So
He hurt his ankle.
yeah, yes.
We have a better. All right.
No, we don't.
You're overruled. They're not even. They didn't sniff my list because Cade's better than Drew Holiday. And
Not yet.
yes,
Jesus, Grant. No
It's
wonder
borderline.
you think we're going to be a 4 seed next year and we're not
Dude.
going to make the playoffs and you're going to cry again.
dude.
Dude, Drew
You put-
Holiday's the best, probably on-ball
Okay.
defender in the league.
Here we go.
So what do you mean?
It took Mr. Drew Holiday 4 years in the league to get to 17.7 points. That's what Cade averaged in his rookie season. And Drew Holiday now plays with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Put Cade with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's
Is Cade even
all-star.
close to the defensive level of Drew Holiday right now? Even
No.
close?
No.
And is their offense comparable enough? Yes. So Drew Holiday's
No.
better right now.
You think our offense is you're
Not
saying
our
Cade's?
offense, their game score, their production is very similar right now, and Drew Holiday's defense is way better. And Cade will be better at some point.
He
We're not
plays with-
projecting.
He plays with Giannis.
Yeah, we're not
You
projecting.
said Cade's better than Devin Booker, so Drew Holiday's better than Devin Booker? Just trying to
I
connect
just
dots.
don't like Devin Booker. That much.
I'm just trying to connect dots.
Got him.
The-
You put him on a
and-
hot seat.
the
Your back's
Bucks-
against a
the
wall.
Bucks'
You
backcourt
can't
is
fight your
better
way
right
out
now.
of this. You
And
can't fight your way out of this.
and
It's
even
fine. You guys
though-
are basing everything on potential, but that's not.
And
what the
even
game
if
is.
let's just say Cade and Drew, let's see Cade and Drew are close. Jaden's still better than Wesley Matthews.
maybe not yet, dude. He's not going to
Wesley's-
just walk in and be John Morant.
Wesley Matthews is
NBA
how old
veteran
is
of,
this? How old
like,
is this?
20
bum?
years.
He's 35. He's almost 36. He scored 5 points a game last year and shot 33% from three. I hope Jaden Ivey averages more than 5 points a game next season. What else did Wesley Matthews do? He had 2 rebounds and 1 assist a game. So I hope Jaden Ivey is better than that his rookie season. Okay, anyways, that took too long on the Bucks. This is gross, but Phillies is still better. I think Tyrese Maxey and James Harden are better than ours still.
Probably, yeah.
I just can't believe you just disrespect
Maxey.
Drew Holiday that much.
Maxey really put that over the edge. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, I'll get that one out of the way. The Suns have a better backcourt.
Jazz, Conley, and Mitchell better.
I did throw them in. I hesitated at first, but yes. After I looked up Conley's stats, he is still pretty solid.
Mavs solely because Luka.
Well, and for now, Brunson.
Oh, I guess Brunson is still there. Yeah,
Evan, you got another one?
I got more.
It's a borderline, but like I don't know.
I got some borderline. How about the Cavs? Garland and Sexton.
No, because Sexton didn't play like at all last year because of injury, so I'm too worried about that.
But Garland's an
Cade-
NBA
Cade's
All-Star already.
Cade's better than Garland. He'll be an All-Star this year.
Garland was really good.
Oh no, Garland's a really good player. Cade's like
Really
generational
good.
player. I agree. He's sweet.
You're just projecting. Grizzlies solely because of Morant.
Oh, and Desmond Bane.
And Desmond Bane, I guess, is the two. I don't know.
I mean, Miami. I don't
doesn't
know.
look like a two.
It's all about where you want to put Jimmy Butler, but Miami with Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler, but
If Jimmy Butler is the two, then Chris Middleton can be the two.
no.
I had
Chris
to
Middleton is not the two.
I had to keep the Heat out because Max Strus is listed as their 2. And Kyle Lowry's their 1. And Kyle Lowry was
I thought we were just going who brings the ball
You
up.
picked Chris Middleton. No.
Chris Middleton brings the ball up sometimes.
I was going
Okay,
by
the
guards.
Denver and LA and the Clippers.
Yes.
No. So
That's
I was
what-
just doing
that's what I
I was
thought.
doing
Positionless
guards in a
basketball.
bucket, and then like wings. So
Okay.
Jimmy's a wing.
If we're doing positionless basketball, then there is no such thing as backcourt, frontcourt, Alex.
You don't have to get technical, but yes.
New Orleans, the Pelicans, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram.
Better. Brandon
Better
Ingram's
than-
a guard.
No,
Yes,
he's a
'cause-
forward.
No,
He's
because
7 foot, dude.
well, their lineup is Herb Jones and then Zion
Guard.
when healthy.
Herb Jones
and
is a
Jonas.
guard.
Zion didn't play a single. That fat boy didn't play.
Herb Jones is not a guard.
Brandon Ingram is not a guard.
He's
If
more of a guard than
Brandon
Herb
Ingram's
Jones.
a guard, Chris Middleton is a guard.
Look, dude.
That is a joke.
You can take it up with whoever you want. I am solely right now going off of this screen. And I see Brandon Ingram listed right here in their starting lineup. That's what I'm going off of.
I don't see him. I see Minnesota and Oakland.
Do you see my
Let's see.
cursor?
Wow.
Oh, I probably don't have you full screen. That's why.
So
Huh.
Anthony Edwards is a forward.
It's
even
over
though
here.
he
Remember, that's my
brings the
fault.
ball up every time.
Anthony Edwards technically is a wing.
Wow. This is a garbage list, whatever I'm looking for.
Well, that's why people talked about the backcourt, because they list them by like wings and guards.
I would take Minnesota over us.
Beverly and Russell?
I would take Russell and Edwards, yeah.
I would
'Cause
take
that's
Russell
what
and
it's
Edwards.
supposed to be.
God, the Knicks suck.
The other
The
one I
Thunder
had,
are, budding with talent like we are.
no, Thunder. We're
Unproven.
better than Thunder.
We're better than the Thunder, better than Magic. Better than the Kings.
Better than Knicks.
Jaden Ivey hasn't played a basketball game. I
Better
took
than
the
the
Kings.
Kings. Oh, I have the Spurs above us because DeAndre Murray's a freak.
As of right now, he might get traded. Lonnie Walker's a free agent.
Lonnie's all right, but I looked at DeAndre Murray. He averaged like 21, 8, and 8 this last year. He's better.
Doug McDermott's still in the league. Shout out him. That's who we need to get. We need to trade for Doug McDermott.
I
We
had
all
this
already-
duo, Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent, are pretty solid. I had them still above us slightly as a two.
So you take
some.
that backcourt over the Bucks.
Yeah, because Wesley Matthews is a nothing.
Wesley Matthews isn't enough. And Grant just listed off his stats, Alex.
It's just a joke that he's listed in that spot.
Well, it's not my fault. He starts. What is it, Grayson Allen? He played big minutes in the playoffs. Like they don't have a
Christian
second
Allen's
guard.
a bum.
It's
I
just
know.
because they don't even use that spot because it's just Chris Middleton.
Okay, I have the Clippers ahead of us. If you sub in John Wall here,
What?
'Cause Paul
John
George
Wall
is
hasn't
a
played
two-
in 3 years.
I still think he's awesome. And Paul George is an all-star, so I have them above
What
us.
about Houston? They're young talent too.
No.
Comparable.
Well, Cade's better than Jalen Green. We proved that.
Yes, we did.
And
Kevin
He proved
Porter is
that.
better
Take-
right now than Jaden.
I would take Jane Ivey over if the Rockets offered you Kevin Porter for Jane Ivey, would you accept the trade?
That's not what this is at all.
Yeah, that's who's better.
No, we're talking about who's played and we know is good right now.
Then
Kevin
you would
Porter's
say-
good basketball
Well, then
player.
hypothetically, you would say every single backcourt is better than ours because they played.
If the player's actually good,
But I think
some
Jaden
of
Ivey's
these guys
gonna-
suck.
Jane Ivey's going to walk into this
What
league and
about the
average 15
Pacers?
points. So
Halliburton's really good. Brogdon has been good.
no, Brogdon's too injured. They
What
were
about
below
Austin
us.
Rivers at the 2 instead of Will Barton with Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray just hasn't. I haven't seen him play basketball in so long. I'm nervous. His peaks were incredible in the bubble. I just don't know.
What about Ball and Caruso?
No.
Ball and
It was-
Rozier.
Ball and Levine, yes. I actually had that because Levine is a
yeah.
shooting guard.
Well, no, he's not. So Middleton's not.
Okay, then
They're
we're
the
better
same
than the
position.
Bulls. We're better than Ball and Rozier. We are not better than Trae Young and Kevin Huerter. I would take those two right now.
We're not better than Kyrie and Seth, despite all the Kyrie.
Oh, no, I had us better than the Nets because Kyrie doesn't play basketball.
Dude,
Therefore, we're better.
This is not what we're doing.
And Kyrie had one
you just have
good
all
game.
these own stipulations for yourself that you've decided.
Would you trade Kyrie for Jane Ivey?
That is not
No.
the exercise. That is not the exercise.
That's how I viewed it.
It's also not the exercise of who brings the ball up.
I agree. That's what Grant said. And then
That's what you
Court.
said. You tried to
I
defend
said
that with
that
Chris
after
Middleton.
he said that because
No,
he
you said that
said
with Chris
we're talking
Middleton.
about people who bring the ball up. He said that right in the
Backcourt.
beginning. Is it
Giannis brings the ball up. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a burp.
He does.
You backcourt guards.
You just had your own stipulations for all these teams. So no,
Well-
doesn't play. He's too injured. Malcolm Brogdon. Nope, never plays because he's a bum. Kyrie can't be better.
Grant's given his reasons why he thinks
Would
they're
you
better.
trade Brogdon for Jane Ivey?
That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about when the season starts. Is
Yeah.
our backcourt in games 1 through 82 going to be better than their backcourt for games 1 through 82 if they're fully healthy for the whole
Is
season?
Cade Cunningham better than Tyrese Halliburton? Would you trade Cade for Tyrese?
No.
That is not the argument.
That is because when they start, you're saying they're
Dude,
more
players
valuable now.
players can be better now, and a young prospect will pass them eventually. That's not how that
Well,
works. We're
look,
not
I
projecting
did-
talent.
I did some projections. Yeah, I did.
Well, that's not what I read.
What, read where? What do you mean?
I'm just saying, how many backcourts are better than Cade and Ivey right now? Right now, Jay and
it
Ivey
didn't
hasn't played a
say-
game.
It didn't say right now.
Well,
It said how many courts are better.
and I answered it right now.
All right, so we both are correct then. We answered it how we thought.
You answered
And
it whatever fit your narrative.
No, but like, do you agree with me? Like, if you were going off of projections, you probably would have more answers than I had.
If I was going off projections, Kyrie and Seth Curry would still be above Cade and Jay and Ivey.
That is insane.
Because
Based on the
if
last-
Kyrie plays basketball games, he's still better than both.
And
Think
he's
about the
proven that he doesn't, so I don't know
Think
why
about
you
the
think that
sentence you
he's going
just
to.
said. If he does, like, I know Jane Ivey is going to show up and be an absolute dog. I don't know if Kyrie Irving is going to play basketball games.
I'm just saying, skill-wise, Kyrie Irving's still one of the best point guards in the whole league.
Okay, there's more than just skill. You actually
Sure.
have to like get on the court to play.
And play defense. He was actually a liability at the back. He had one good
I'm not
playoff game.
projecting if they show up for the games. I'm just projecting who's better at basketball right now.
I think you're not crazy if you say Ivy could end up with a better NBA career when it's all said and done than Kyrie Irving.
Well, he's going to have to
They-
hit some big shots and win an NBA championship.
Kyrie Irving hit one big shot in his entire life that won a championship.
He
And
scored
had a couple-
43 games in a row in the finals.
He had a couple good games in there, and then he's been an
a
absolute
couple
nothing.
good games. Scored 3 straight 40-point games in the NBA Finals down 3-1.
You don't think Jane Ivey could ever score 40 games in an NBA final?
40 points, 3 games in a row, including a game-winning closeout shot over one of the greatest teams in NBA history. Yeah,
And then
sure. I
disappears.
won't expect that to happen. No,
Who said expect? I didn't say that.
I'm just saying. I get Kyrie's a terrible person. And he does a lot of stupid things, but I mean, you can't just discredit his whole.
I'm not
career.
even saying he's a terrible person. I'm just saying he doesn't play basketball. It's just factually true. He does not play basketball a lot.
Yeah, but you can't discredit what he did do, and he was.
But we're talking about dude. It's been 6 years. When can I move on? We're talking about 2016.
You can move on. I'm not saying that, but you said Jaden Ivey. You wouldn't be surprised if he has a better career than Kyrie. So I just had to remind you how good his career has been, despite all the last 3 years stuff.
No, but okay, hypothetical. Since we're on crazy hypotheticals, let's say Jaden Ivey doesn't have like the 3-4. Like, let's say he's more 20-point games, throughout the finals, and he wins 3 championships with the Pistons. Him and Cade win 3 championships. I would say that's a better career than Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, if you're going to sit here and project 3 championships, sure. And
wouldn't
he's
be-
the number 2 guy the whole time. Yeah, that'd be great. Be awesome.
Be better than Kyrie, who did like 1 and then doesn't done anything since then. Since that shot, he's really done nothing. He's had big regular season games, and he's playing like once a week.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player, though, at the end of the day.
If he got on the Pistons this offseason, I'd question my fandom.
Same.
I get it. I don't like him either, but
I don't dislike him. He just doesn't play basketball.
You don't like him, Grant. You wouldn't
I
question
don't
your
dislike him.
fandom if we had him, if you liked him.
Because I think it's a terrible decision to bring him on our team.
Yeah, no, we're not going to, so you don't have to worry about it.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
What? Why would we do that?
I don't know. Because we're eating bad salaries and he's got a terrible salary. Anyways,
It'd only be 1 year. Could be worse.
long story short, we have a top half of the league backcourt, which is sick to enjoy and watch. Snake draft time. Video games, and then we'll get out of here. So, I laid the rules down in the draft. I want to get on the same page since there may have been some different interpretations of the best backcourt in the league segment. This is video games. That's pretty broad, but you have to be specific about the game. So, for example, you say, I'm taking Call of Duty. Can't do that. You say Call of Duty, the specific game. So, we will do the random number generator, as we always do. Alex, you are number 1 in the generator. I'm 2. Evan is 3. Put the numbers in.
Third.
Generate. 3 came up. Evan, this is your moment. Where would you like to pick?
Picking third.
Oh, wow.
I'll pick second, Grant. You can have it.
2 just came up.
You can have it no matter what, is what I'm saying.
Well, I wouldn't let you do that, so I had to see how it played out. I will go first.
Yeah, you already told me you had to have 1A, so there you go.
I wanted it. I wanted it back.
And you can have it. I don't want it. So.
For the first pick in the video game draft, I am taking NCAA Football 14, the last game of NCAA football ever made, the one that people are waiting for to come back, the series. Evan, I know. Alex, I know. You guys were Ultimate Team. This one had the Ultimate Team twist. It was one of the most fun game modes to like sweat and get old players. I remember there was that safety from Texas. Alex, can you help me out with the name there? He was fantastic, like Malcolm something from Texas. I just vividly remember everyone had him as their safety in this game mode.
Malcolm Jenkins?
Safety from Texas, is that right?
Yes.
Ohio State.
Oh, no.
There was a guy, safety from Texas, in the Ultimate Team NCAA 14 that everyone had. He was like 91 overall, sweet card. I think he wore number 7 potentially. Anyways, Cam Newton quarterback. I mean, just such a great game. The gameplay was smooth, not herky-jerky like Madden. It's the number 1 game for me. I can't wait for the new one to come out. I will play it.
It's a good pick. Good pick. I'll take... It's me, right? I haven't picked third.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take GTA 5.
Whoa. I'm stunned. I don't know what to say. What?
There's no game better if you're bored and you have nothing to do than just play GTA. You can just drive around, do a bunch of hood rat shit, just a really fun game. You just don't really get bored of it, and it's really fun when you're with your friends at the Cadmus household, and you just see who can get the most stars on you with the helicopters and all the police. So it's a good time. It's a good game.
Wow. I'm stunned. Evan, your thoughts on GTA 5?
It's a quality game. I don't have it on my list. I have an asterisk. I'm trying to do a creative way to do this.
Oh, shit. Now I'm
Michael
nervous.
Huff. Is that the safety?
Michael Huff. Yeah, everyone had Michael Huff. I did not have GTA on my list as well.
It's a good game.
Could have gotten the 5th round.
My first game is going to be the Wii Mario Kart.
Oh, it's a great game, Evan. I stink at it, so I couldn't put it on my list.
That was on my list. I was awesome at it.
Were you good at it, Evan?
Pretty solid. Play that game all the time. Next, I am going to pick Backyard Baseball.
Grant and I
Like
talked
with
about that before the
on the
draft.
PC.
With like Pablo?
Pablo Sanchez, and then you have a couple MLB players. Like A-Rod was on the Mariners still, or on the Rangers. David Ortiz, Big Papi.
Oh, I had one more about the Wii. Were you guys wheel guys or just the normal controller?
Controller. Not a wheel guy.
Wheel guys.
Wheel guy. Evan's a wheel guy. Wheel guy. It was cool plugging it into the wheel. I'll give you that. It was pretty sweet to like just click it in like you're getting into a car. Wow. All right, and then Backyard Baseball. Pablo was sick. I remember I played one with Derek Jeter. He was in the game.
I used to play that game a lot on PS2.
Alex?
So I'm not really drafting for like what's going to appeal to the people. I just like games that I liked that were,
Okay.
childhood games for me. So I'm going MLB 07 the show. Next game. David Wright on the cover.
David Wright on the
That was the
David
first like
Wright.
I never got that one.
it was the
Wow.
like first baseball game that I really thoroughly enjoyed. And I played it like nonstop. And they still make them. But I've heard they have dropped off a little, which is a shame. But they didn't make them for Xbox, so you can only play them on PlayStation.
Wow. I'm looking at it now. That is sweet.
You can play them on Xbox now.
Oh, well, big news. Maybe I'll get it.
Nothing like hitting some dingers with a My Player. All right. I'm going to go a nostalgia pick for my first one of the two here because I'm nervous Alex might take it. Because I feel like I've heard you talk about this game potentially before. I am going to take a rare game in the football world. I'm taking ESPN NFL 2K5. It
Great
is
one. Great game.
I
I
think
love the helmet vision.
On my list.
think it's the only game ESPN got involved with, and it like you could tell it made it better. There was a great
That's not
gameplay. And the biggest thing it was is like the NFL My Crib. Like you had a crib, you had a
Cribs were
home
sick.
you'd go to,
Pick your
you
own
could
team.
trophy
Dance piece.
case, like all this stuff, walking
On
around.
my list.
And the gameplay, from what I remember, 2K did a good job. The Maddens now just kind of stink overall, but TO on the cover was just a great game. Great football game.
Was.
Okay, I did two sports. I got to get away from sports here. I am taking my favorite Call of Duty. Yeah, it is because I played the most. It was like peak middle school, maybe early high school. All the boys, 6 people, search and destroy. It's Call of Duty Black Ops. It's Black Ops. The Commando was like the best gun you could get. The last assault rifle. You would just mow people down, red dot sight Commando. And I just remember the boys would rip off like 20 search and destroy wins in a row. Some boys on the team would turn off their Xbox to preserve the streak. Not going to point fingers. But it was just full on. Never forget Papa Roach. This is my last resort to start in the lobby as we ran out into the search and destroy battlefield. Just absolutely logged hours on that game. Great campaign too. I'm not a huge campaign guy, but it was a great campaign. Creepy campaign.
God, I wrote way too many games down. I can't decide. I didn't put them in order either.
Evan, you play Black Ops?
I don't think I ever did.
I think I'm just going to take a Call of Duty here.
A little duty run here.
Yeah, I'll go Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare for my game. Campaign was awesome. It was the first Call of Duty I personally played, so it was just, I guess, more meaningful to me, I guess. And we also still played with each other all the time on that game as well. So
Best
the maps
map?
were good. Best map for me personally, I like Terminal.
That wasn't on that.
It is. Yes, it is.
No, that's Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, yeah.
Terminal was on Modern Warfare 2.
Best map on Modern Warfare was Shipment. That got rowdy.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
There was also like that Middle East one where we played like Michael Myers. You could play game modes like that. Were fun. Modern Warfare is historic just because it was like the first game to revolutionize and modernize warfare. Like they were like, oh my God, we're actually doing the Iraq-Afghanistan war in a video game. This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's not like World War II.
Yeah,
Great
Shipment
pick.
is by far the best. Crash, Strike, Vacant, Crossfire, Kill House, Ambush. Crash was a good one too. And now all those maps are in the new Modern Warfare too. That's why
Play
I
the
thought
hits.
about Terminal.
Evan, 2 picks to you on the turn.
I'm going to do Wii Sports Resort.
Good game.
Explain it to me. I don't know if I know this.
That's a
one.
great one. I had it.
It's got all the classic Wii Sports. And just now they have Resort. So now there's like ping pong,
Oh.
3-point shooting contests.
Yeah.
There's like couple sword games. There's archery,
Golf, better golf.
better golf.
It had that little attachment on the bottom that you had to put in to
Yeah.
your remote.
I see
So it
jousting,
was like more stable.
Yep.
water skiing, or
Yeah.
like
That was
waterboarding.
difficult.
It looks difficult.
I played the basketball a lot. It was
Yeah. I had all the classics, but just better, and then you had more variety. That's why I have another pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big wee guy.
Lived off of it. I am going to take Tiger Woods PGA Tour
No.
2000.
Oh.
Don't want to get it wrong. Give me a second.
The first one? It's like 05. Wait, he's in red. It's like the big white EA Sports graphic on the front.
But I feel like I played a different one. I feel like a ton.
And what's his name? You play Tiger Woods PGA Tour 14 with Arnold on it.
The Masters edition. That one.
That was 2011.
Great game. The Masters one is the best, but you can't take that because that's not the one you want.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 was the very first one.
He's like in a red shirt and there's a big white circle EA Sports logo in front of him.
Yeah, 2005 he's in a black shirt.
Well, which one do you want, 04 or 05?
I'm picking 04.
The
very
OG
first
golf
one.
game.
The OG with what's up in here by
Nelly?
no, it's something X. Up in here, up in here. And that's just like blaring through your TV screen.
Wow. My one from that, since I don't think anyone will end up taking it, but I always played PGA Tour 10. Was a big game for me. I like that one with the Tiger posing with the double fists. That was my go-to Tiger game.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. I see the cover of it right here.
That was a sweet cover. I was a absolute beast on tour. Not like real life.
I never got the Masters one. I'm upset about it.
I played Masters on one of the games. It was
Awesome.
awesome.
I wonder if I could get it.
You couldn't do spin. You couldn't spin your ball at Augusta. It was very
Can't
tough
spin
to
it at
win.
Augusta.
You
Yeah.
can't spin it at Augusta.
It's
They
awesome.
knew. They knew the hacks.
Yeah.
You have a second pick now, Evan? Right?
No, he did
All right, that was my 2 pick. I picked Wii Sports Resort. And
So you're done.
now I got one more after the turn.
So I have
Alex,
two
to
more.
you? Yeah, you do.
Oh, gross. I just can't take one game, even though it was a large part of my junior year of college. You just can't take it. Just be
Yeah, you can.
The
Yes, you
dirty-
can.
dirty
Do
F
it.
word.
Do it.
It's gonna look so bad on
Who
a
gives
graphic.
care? Everyone played it, dude. Everyone played it.
Fortnite is just massive, massive deal. My junior year of college. I mean, we played it. Even Grant played it.
Won
That
my
says
first
a
ever
lot.
game. Groups, squads,
I-
won it.
Evan won his first ever game in my apartment.
Yeah, I showed up and just got on the sticks and rocked it.
I mean, that game was a worldwide phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
We had projectors in our living room. We had 4 TVs set up, and then we'd all play together. Call outs. You know, it died. It got ruined. But
Men across the country simply did not care about women anymore, and they just played that like for pre-games
No.
and whatnot, and just cheered each other on playing Fortnite.
I can honestly say there were several pre-games where I watched females play Fortnite in my living room. So, yeah, it was a great game for a little bit, and now it is not, but it was good for a little bit. So I only want that version. I don't want the current version.
No build mode. All right. I got 2 picks to end it. I could go super chalky and just play for the graphic, but I'm playing for like what I love. And some I didn't play nearly as much as others, but I'm thinking about the moment. There's that excitement level when you see a game or you plug in a game and you may not play it for a long time, but that excitement you get. And for me, when I go to a restaurant and I see Big Buck Hunter, oh my God.
I said this earlier, and you were like, no, I can't use that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Xbox one that was Cabela's Big Buck Hunter.
No, the one where I've watched you play in
At
Frickers.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's because my grandparents, shout out them, they had like a TV version in their basement, and me and my cousins used to play all the time. Like, there's nothing like pumping that plastic orange shotgun, just shooting a buck, and then you get to the like big rounds where you shoot a bunch of crocodiles or birds for bonus points, and it's a community game because then the next person gets to go. And I don't know, there's something great about Big Buck Hunter at restaurants. Put the quarters in the machine, so I'm taking that. And then God, there's a couple, but I have to take the one that Wyatt will love. I'm taking Greg Hastings Paintball Maxed. Talk about, I was so desperate to play this game that me and Evan's brother were home alone at the Camus household, went to a neighbor's garage sale, purchased not the game. We had the game. We purchased the console, a PS2, just to play this game called Greg Hastings Paintball Maxed. MAX''D.
I've never played it.
It was before its time. It was a first-person shooter game, and you were on a paintball, and it was riveting because you could duck behind the little Doritos, the little bags, and you'd shoot at people, and you'd either eliminate them or they'd eliminate you, and then you have capture the flag involved because that's how paintball works. It was an all-time game. I've put in many hours on that, and like I said, being that desperate to go buy a console just to play it, that's how you know it's an all-timer.
Can't argue it.
You could customize your
Draft him with your
paintball gun
heart.
too. Oh,
I'm going to finish dead last in this draft. But
Rapper, what do you got?
I
got
should-
Fortnite
I-
and GTA.
I feel like I should take what I spent a majority of age, like 5 to 8 playing. Or I'm probably like 7 to 10. I don't know.
You have 3 big time games in there.
I am going to take it. I want to take an off the wall one. What do I have? I don't have any basketball.
Nope.
I'm going to take basketball. A game that I played a lot, but I don't think it's the one that you're going to take, Evan. NBA Jam. Xbox version.
Great game.
Not the 1980 or whatever one. NBA Jam. Fantastic game.
Great game. I hated getting pushed down. Sucked.
I love when you just go bananas for like 3 minutes and you just can't miss and you're on fire. I love shooting threes in that game for no reason, even though everyone liked the dunking.
I just like the way they made the characters.
I like the
cartoony.
graphics. You make shots and the net catches on fire.
Yeah.
Great game. Great game. The Pistons stunk in that game, though.
Evan?
My last one is going to be NCAA Football 06. Why? Because they introduced
hell is
a
on that
new
game?
mode.
That's Desmond Howard. Isn't it?
No,
It
think
is.
I think it's might be Desmond
Bush
Howard.
is 07.
It is.
Hold on.
It is.
You-
Yeah.
You want Reggie Bush 07. Road to
No, I want the year that they introduced the new Heisman moments where you become a Heisman star and you have to live in a dorm as a college student and study and
Oh.
advance year by year.
Race for
You
the
have to actually
Heisman.
take quizzes.
Yeah.
Race
You
for
have
the
to do
Heisman.
actual quizzes.
Yeah, that's a great. I remember that you were in a dorm room.
Yep, race for the Heisman right here.
Holy cow! I can see that in my head right now. That's crazy. I played a lot of video games growing up.
So many.
That would be my
Yeah.
last pick, just because that it's been engraved. That game mode, that game style, has been engraved in my head.
Trendsetter for sports to do like the solo career kind of thing.
Yeah.
God, I
That's
feel like we got a lot of honorable mentions.
I do have a lot of honorable mentions. Just FYI, I picked all sports since we're a sports podcast. I picked all sports games.
You want people to know that.
Yes, I
That
do.
just that just hit me now. That just hit me now.
I do have some honorable mentions.
I have one dumb one. Tetris. Game's sweet. Was a huge trend in high school.
Wordle.
SSX 3.
What's that?
It's a snowboarding game. It is so fun.
Temple
Oh,
Run.
guys,
all the time.
Fruit
guys.
Ninja.
guys.
Pistons just traded for
We
somebody.
just did a trade.
Next year trading center.
Don't read it
numbers
out
one.
loud.
I simply can't react to this now. We're too late in the show, but we just got
Alec Burks.
Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks.
Alec Burks.
We received 2 future second round picks. That's nothing. Why? And we're just taking on bad contracts.
We are.
Ew, we don't need Nerlens Noel. We got so many.
Duncan Smith said Pistons just fleeced the Knicks. My God. I think Alec Burks is pretty good.
We didn't send any players though.
Because we're
Pistons
not
are not
signing.
sending any players.
We're not signing Miles or DeAndre Ayton.
No, we're just but we didn't give anything, so I guess it's kind of like a.
And we received cash. 2 seconds and cash. That's probably a part of the draft night trade. That'll
What
all
the
be finalized
hell?
together.
I wonder if any of those guys will stay on our team.
Probably Alec Burks. Probably not Nerlens Noel.
All right. Well, that's such a booty. That's just not. I guess it's not exciting.
Video
trade, so
games.
but Fallout New Vegas.
All
Great,
right, Fallout
fantastic
3.
video game. Well, I was a New Vegas guy, but they're solid game modes.
Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Was good.
Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo in my grandma's basement.
Nintendo
Elite.
64.
No,
NBA 2K11 with MJ on the cover. They had a sweet MJ mode.
NBA 2K15, the best one until they changed the new shot bar above your head, below your feet was where it was the GOAT, and it was the most balanced game because the Thunder were still the Thunder, so it wasn't like super teams.
NBA Ballers with Chauncey Billups on the cover. And you could like buy cars and houses and cribs. Super cool.
And NHL 15 played it the
I have
most.
that.
Penguin on the cover, or Boston.
Madden 04 with Michael Vick on the cover. First
Oh.
good Madden.
My cousin Nolan always used to be the Falcons, and I just got absolutely pummeled every game. It wasn't fair. FIFA 19 logged serious hours on this in New York as a manager of Manchester City.
FIFA 17 for me.
My very last
SpongeBob
one.
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Took it from me. Yes, it was on my list. Honorable mention, but you guys are running them off too fast. Go ahead.
My
I
very
game
last
all the
one
time.
is NCAA Football 10 because it was Road to Glory with Aaron Andrews, and that was like a benchmark for the game with when she would give the studio updates, and you were finally doing Road to Glory. Now I want to hear Evan's honorable mentions.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Alex had that.
Good one.
And then I also had NASCAR 04, NASCAR
Ooh,
Thunder
there was-
04,
NASCAR
or
was-
NASCAR 06 was total team, as you can change.
You could change
and
drivers.
change drivers depending on your team.
What was the one with Chase Elliott on the front?
What? That'd be a new one.
The M&Ms. No, it was like 07.
Chase
That was-
Elliott wasn't racing in NASCAR in 2007.
Yes, he was.
Maybe it
Chase
was, too.
Elliott?
Yes,
No,
Dude, I'm telling you
way.
that I had that game and it was
2005
awesome.
Chase for the Cup.
NASCAR 07. He's on the cover of it.
Chase Elliott.
Elliott Sadler, sorry.
Oh, bro, I was gonna say.
Close enough.
Dude, Chase Elliott.
Number for two.
I mixed up my
honorable mention.
Elliots. Evan, I got one that we used to play at your house all the time.
The one with Tony Stewart, I loved. I also just love driving backwards
That
in
was
a NASCAR race.
Thunder 2004.
I was so good at Martinsville. I was lethal. I'd cut the
Daytona
inside.
Beach. You
Martinsville
always
was
play
the
Daytona
most fun.
Beach.
You could
It
just
was
cut the
the
inside,
shortest.
crash everybody to your right, and you turn damage off and just keep driving.
Do they make
Was it auto
NASCAR games
win?
anymore?
I think so. I think the last one was, I don't know.
I'll say this though, I could only ever get through. Oh yeah, I played a recent one because my roommate in college loved NASCAR, and they're impossibly hard because you actually have to worry about drafting and like the way aerodynamics affects your card if you do hard mode. And I finished 32nd every time.
No, 07 one. You could fully customize your car, pick your own sponsors. It was pretty awesome.
I'd love going like the dirt tracks, Watkins Glen, and just driving off of hills,
Wow.
like while
you
people
could,
are
you could drive the
racing.
trucks. You could drive the NASCAR Truck Series.
I used to
Yeah,
play
you
that-
got a career mode where you could work your way up from like
Yeah, that's what I
IndyCar to
did.
truck mode into.
Wow, that's actually pretty sick.
Evan, you remember the game we played at your house several times?
We played a lot of games. Top Shot Golf, Splashdown,
James Bond.
James
GoldenEye.
Bond, Gold,
And
I don't remember what it was called.
GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye.
Yeah, that's a huge.
That was a
feel.
first-person shooter game in like
Yes.
2004.
Oh,
There was even a better one that was
Oh.
after that. That like the story mode was fantastic.
you know when you guys play video games and you get like so into them that you actually start to get really nervous that you'll fail the mission. Like you're just so invested, you get nervous. Like I need to win. I can't die in this game.
Yes,
I would say
Farm Simulator.
Super Nintendo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was that game for me. It was called Turtles in Time. It wasn't. I need to get the Super Nintendo from my grandparents and like let you guys play it sometime. Those games were amazing. You would go in time and face all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters, like the villains, and fight them. And then it would get to the end where you face Crane and he was hovering. He was hovering above New York City, and it was like the classic. Like if you ever look at a Super Nintendo controller, it's like 3 buttons, and it's just so fun to play.
Batman video games are nice.
Ooh,
Arkham Asylum is really
I
cool.
was very bad at them, but there was Batman cartoon ones. Oh my gosh, what's the other one? Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon.
Battle for Volcano Island.
No, it's Nickelodeon, like Nickelodeon cross with Nickelodeon. Oh my god, we played this all the time. Nickelodeon. It's like you could play as like Danny Phantom and SpongeBob, and
That was Battle for Volcano Island.
no, it wasn't
I know
called
what you're talking
Volcano
about.
Island.
I played
Yes, it
that too. I know
was.
what you're talking about.
No,
Evan.
it wasn't.
Danny Phantom and SpongeBob are on the cover of
It's
Volcano
not.
Island.
It's not Battle for Volcano Island though.
Are you sure? Because Danny Phantom's in that game. Nicktoons Volcano Island.
No, it's Nicktoons Unite. That's the name of the game.
So the second one is
Dude, that
Volcano
is a
Island with
throwback.
Timmy Turner and Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
You sure it's not this game?
Yes, Nicktoons Unite.
I played that one. It was a fantastic game, Evan. The last one I can think of that
Yeah,
I
it's
to
that
start off
one.
was Guitar Hero. That swept the nation.
I sucked at that game so bad. I hate it. I hate it with a firing passion.
That wasn't that great.
Uh,
Did you guys ever play the
listener
Jimmy
Ben V
Neutron
is
game?
sick.
No.
Isn't that Unite?
No, it was The Adventures of Boy Genius or something. It was a movie video game.
That title sounds ridiculous.
Super hard. It was terrible.
All right. Well, I think we absolutely crushed that draft. It's going to be a very colorful graphic.
We
See what I did
didn't
there?
take what all the big time gamers would like though.
No, I mean,
Those are not true gamers. We're true gamers.
yeah. You also get nostalgia. It makes me want to go play old video games really bad.
Yeah, it
now.
does.
I do want to do that.
Ken
We grew up in the
Griffey,
90s.
Ken
I don't
Griffey
have my
MLB
PS2
on
anymore.
Super Nintendo. There was a Looney Tunes Space Jam game. Oh my god. Anyways, at Shot of MS everywhere. The Pistons just made a trade. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just follow us. See all the clips, the graphics of the snake drafts. See what games you like. Talk about nostalgia, and then YouTube, Spotify, Apple are the places to listen for now. So yeah, leave a review, listen, text your friends, ask them what their favorite video games are. And that is it. So cheers to episode 78.
Cheers.
To fun video games.
Cheers. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Stay safe. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy your favorite holiday. God bless Independence.
Evan is always so good about those ending ones. He knows when dates are coming.
Alec Burks shoots over 40% from three the last 3 seasons. So there you go. You got a 3-point shooter.